Can't touch this. Can't touch this. I can't touch this. can't touch this. My music hits me so hard. Makes me say, oh my Lord, thank you for blessing me with a mind to rhyme and to high feet. It feels good when you know you're down. A super dope homeboy from the Oak Town. And I know there's such, and this is the beat, and you can't touch this. You can't touch this. You can't touch this. I can't touch this. A fresh new kicks advance. You gotta like that. Now you know you wanna dance. So move out of your seat. I gotta fly, oh baby, catch this speed. While it's rolling, hold on. Bump a little bit, let them know it's going on like that. Like that. Cause our mission's so full of back. Let them know that you too much. And this is the B1, 2, 3. Are you told them you can't touch this?
You enter the break.
Well. We are back again. Who'd have thought it, right? What are we going with today? Saturday? Yeah, let's go with that. It is indeed seemingly Saturday, the 1st of April, which would mean April Fool's Day, right? Anybody born on April Fool's Day, that would be a sore one, that. I wouldn't fancy that. I quite like the day that I'm born in May. I quite like it, but the 1st of April, that wouldn't be very good. Someone here might be, who knows? So it is, I guess, yeah, April Fool's Day. And the first, when I got up this morning, the very first headline that I seen, it was from the Pope declaring that he's still alive, saying, yep, I'm still here. And I thought, wow, that's the first thing that I've seen on April Fool's Day. So is he actually? I shouldn't laugh, but the world that we're in, I mean, wow. You would not rule anything out. No way. So it would be quite interesting. I did say before, look out for the headlines that come out on April Fool's Day. Yep. And don't get conned, of course, right? Don't be fooled by it. There's a lot behind April Fool's Day. We might get into it at some point. So what I'm going to do is jump into the chat, because today it is a bit of a catch up, but I do want to kind of discuss, maybe have a look. So we might screen share. We might screen share as well, right? I did see, who is it? Carmel was the very first in the door. So good, I guess, afternoon, at least here. Probably not afternoon in New Zealand, but there you go, right? I hope you're doing well. Let me know how you're getting on. Let me know how the tyranny reigns in New Zealand. What video did I put out the other day? The other side of the moon, and that's quite an interesting one. If you've not watched the whole the whole video, you might want to check it out. Right, JFK. We're going to have to get into JFK again, most certainly. Nothing new on it, but there is a lot more to add to the previous JFK streams that I've done. But you do want to check out the other side of the moon video that's on the website. I'll quickly say hello before we discuss anything else. Justine, the beautiful Justine as well. A pleasure to see you. Who it would appear it's morning time. So yeah, breakfast, right? Bacon and egg, or scrambled eggs on toast, or a classic haggis like Scotland, right? Haggis on toast, or maybe just porridge. That would probably be what most people think people in Scotland have for their breakfast, but in reality, it's probably whiskey, right? Of course, for me, unfortunately, it's coffee. Not quite whiskey, but I guess the next best thing, right? Let's go with that. Who needs whiskey in this world that we're in? Come on. Robert in the hood as well. Big Rob, good to see you back again. Rich, my long lost son. Good to see you back again. Toby from sunny Kent. Fantastic. I was watching someone who was from Kent. I can't remember who it was. It's annoying me now. I kind of feel that Kent's quite an interesting place. I tend to hear about it from time to time. And I remember we had the Kent variant as well. That wasn't you, Toby, was it? What did you do there, Toby? But there's been stuff that's came out from the police force there, the council there, and I kind of get drawn into wanting to look into Kent a wee bit more. So maybe Toby's the guy to help us out, right? Toby, good to see you back again. Ian's in the hood as well. Good to see our brother Ian. Anyone else that I missed? I did, but I can't. James as well. Jimmy in the hood. Great stuff. Good to see you. I reckon I got pretty much everyone, surely. Man, I'm hopeless, right? But there we go. I wanted to go to good man, James. Toby. Yeah, James. Yeah, I've always it's weird. I've always heard about it. And I've came across different characters from Kent. Then, of course, the police force situation is a bit strange, right? But then I would imagine, and I do know by my own experience, the police force here and probably right across the UK, they're all corrupt. Not every single individual police officer, but over the whole and at the very top, which is where the decisions get made. In my personal view, it is corrupt to its core. And there will be good police officers out there who are good people. I'm sure of it. But they'll probably come to realize the task they're up against, right? Because when it's not just obviously the police that are corrupt, it's right across the board. The politicians, the whole lot, all these bigwigs, the big head CEOs, the big decision makers of any company or entity. You can be 100% guaranteed they are crooks. No two ways about it. And you can probably add to that they're completely psychotic. That would not surprise me one bit. Going by what we seen in the psychotic, no, not the psychotic, the psychopath live stream that we done. When it comes to psychopaths and anybody who is psycho, basically, they get drawn into these positions of power and they've got no empathy, no feeling whatsoever. They can make any decision, like, I don't know, a decision that will make the company £10 million, but it might kill or probably could kill, say, I don't know, 100 people. Sign it, do it, put it forward, go for it. Without without even batting an eyelid, right? Whereas me and you would say, well, we wouldn't be in that position, put it that way. Because I don't know about you, but I wouldn't implement anything that I knew was going to endanger or kill anybody. I simply wouldn't. But these are the kind of people who do. I mean, politicians, in my own view, they are mass murderers. No two ways about it. When you look at the guy, Tony Blair, holy moly! And George Bush, man, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama. Look at the amount of bombs that he dropped. These bombing campaigns, that when you look at it from a whole and from a wider sort of view, it just continues throughout. It doesn't matter who's the president or the prime minister or whatever. It just goes. It keeps going. But someone's there pulling the strings, making the decisions. And of course, that's where we point to the shadow government and the entities that are involved there. You'll usually find entities like the Rockefellers, the Rockefeller Foundation, protecting the world, looking after the world. Yeah, sure. Talk about an April Fool's, right? Always as well. It's always under the guise of care and your benefit, but it's always the complete opposite. And still, people, I get staggered by still today, grown adults. They can't see it. They don't get it. They simply will not comprehend it. No matter what you say or do. So you keep going, right? You keep doing what you've got to do. I was going to come on, and because it's April Fool's Day, I was going to say, I've got some news, but I couldn't do it. Honest to God, I wouldn't be able to. So I'll have to try again next year. I was going to say, I've got the COVID. Even now I'm laughing. I just couldn't. I wouldn't be able to hold it in. I was going to come on and say, I've got some news. I've got the COVID. I got tested this morning. Shoo! Right up into the brain. And then sent it away to the super duper duper computer laboratory. Bloop, 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 bloop. COVID. Super duper variant. Morayshire variant. Yeah. Let's not. I better not give them any ideas. So I was going to say that. Yeah, bloody. I went and got tested. And I got the COVID, right. So I'm isolating now. I'm in prison now, but it's for my own benefit. Oh, fucking hell. It's to protect everyone. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be one of them politicians and mass murdering by living my life. So I'm in self-isolation, locked up, indefinitely until I keep testing. Test. Yeah. And people still are. People still are. Fuck it. I mean, honestly, I was going to try not to swear, but it kind of makes me angry as well. That it's still going on. It still goes on. The testing is one that really annoyed me. Still to this day, it annoys me. We're on thin ice now, right? Incoming strike. Whew! That would be strike 2, actually, so we better watch. But still, even though they've came out and said everything that we said before, people are still doing it. And it gives me the absolute shivers when I think about it. Honestly, I don't know how people can do it. And to what gain? To what end? To what benefit? Oh, I'm going to stay in because I'm not well. Yeah, but they were going to do that anyway. That's what people used to do anyway before, way back. And I got a wee bit frustrated with people who certain individuals, one in particular, who claims, I guess, well, she does, yeah. She's a freedom fighter. Freedom against the tyranny. And I quite liked it. She spoke a good game and all the rest of it, but I remember watching a video she done, and she said, I got tested, and it wasn't an April Fool's Day video. And she said, I took the test. I think was she traveling somewhere or something like that. I can't remember. And I thought, what? And I was shocked, genuinely shocked. I thought, wait, what? And for me personally, when it comes to the juice, the testing is the same. That would be a hill that I would be dying on as well. There would be no hope in hell. No way. No way. Just nope. Not for me. It's over my. I mean, it sounds extreme to a lot of people, but I genuinely mean this. It would be over my dead cold body. That would be it. And I kind of thought this person stood on the same ground. But then to succumb, to cave into it, shocked me. That really shocked me. And I can't even. Her name was Rachel something. I can't even remember. But I discovered her through Richie Allen. And I don't know. I mean, I don't think she's. I think she just caved in. I think a lot of people would have done that. Maybe not to the juice, but to testing masks and possibly the juice, I guess. But for me personally, that was not. The barrier was against all that. And I wasn't letting anything leak through. Oh, well, I might just this or I might just that. There was nothing there was no time I actually ever felt really pressured even into being tested or anything like that. Not once. So there would have been no point whatsoever. I knew people who were, I got a runny nose and I'm going to get tested because they've got a runny nose. And I used to think, honest to God, man. And they would be looking for where to get a test. I can't get one. Worried. Like it all depended on getting the test as well. Like, I mean, they talked about a new normal, and I can see why, because normality went out the bloody window. For actual people who seem to lose complete I don't know, the lockdown seemed to play havoc with a lot of people in regards to their mental well-being, and they suffered a lot. They really did, and it caused them to behave and react in strange ways. And I think we've seen a lot of that as well throughout with the Karens and the complete psychos talking about masks and going mental at people. I mean, some of them videos that I seen where people were getting abused because they didn't have a mask on in a supermarket or a some kind of shopping store, and getting proper abused by some absolute clown, usually uh, overweight and just like, I don't know, a person, a character and a half, put it that way. And I remember watching some of them videos and thinking, do you know this? I don't know how them people cannot do anything. Honest to God, I would have reacted to that, and I would have probably regretted it. But I honestly felt myself thinking, nah, hey, that's too far. I would have probably reacted and stuffed their mask right down their throat. Here, that'll protect you, right? You'll be safe now with that stuck in your windpipe. Honestly, I don't know how a lot of these people held their or bit their tongue with these folk. So I've got a lot of respect for the people who did, because me being silly and stupid the majority of my life, there's a good chance I would have reacted. And when I think back, there was occasions where I used to think, right, I hope somebody says something today, and I should never have went with that mindset. But I used to walk into the supermarket and think, right, bloody come ahead. Who's got? Because I used to think a lot of these people, they need put in their place, basically, right? I mean, who am I? But not for me, but for their own benefit, for their own sake. And I know that sometimes in life, people can need a bit of a jolt, a bit of a shake. Not that I was going to run around the supermarket shaking all the mask wearers, but hey, that might have helped, right? Let's face it. Check this guy; he's determined to tell everyone, right? People probably done that as well, to be honest. Um, yeah, I did kind of think, well, if someone's got anything to say, then I'm ready to tell them, well, look, actually, it's not a good idea, right? And just lay it down to them and hopefully not get arrested, right? Ah, man. Of course, all you would get is, well, who are you and what degree have you got and when were you a virologist? Yeah. Oh, but you are then clearly. Oh, the BBC. Yeah, you seen it on the BBC. Right, the very trustworthy BBC. All hail the BBC and the peer-reviewed studies. Where would we be without, I don't know, the Rockefeller peer-reviewed studies? Yeah. Do you know what? When I tend to think what the biggest kind of burden on humanity has been, it's a tough one, right? I think it could be Big Pharma. I think it could be them. I think they could be the biggest burden on humanity. I'm hoping the audio's all right, by the way, because I've not had done an audio check, and I'm in a different room. I'm actually in my kitchen today, and we're gonna go. It's not anything drastic. It never is, I know, but we're gonna go until about maybe I don't know. We'll see. I'll let you decide, right? And thank you to everyone who's been on the website, right? I appreciate it. I want the website to get better because I know for a fact YouTube don't want us here. Well, they don't want me here, put it that way, which is fine. We take that on the chin. So if I can set up elsewhere without being restricted as well. I mean, you get everything thrown at you. You can't even put a tiny wee clip of a wee fucking shitty movie from a million years ago. Oh, no copyright. Oh, reused content, blah, blah, blah. And I mean, it's quite comical as well when I kind of want to cover it, get into it. The do's and don'ts on copyright. I mean, it basically contradicts itself. And honestly, it's comical. So maybe, let me think, through the week we might get into that. Have I got a few slides? There's some I wanted to show before, but I never got a chance to. I might have them here. Is that it? Or is that it? Let me see. If you bear with me. No, that's the one I've done before. I've not got it. I thought I did. Anyway, there was a tweet. There was a tweet that was a reply to the article about Starlink being involved in illegal mining in Brazil. The illegal miners have been using Starlink. I shouldn't laugh, but of course they have, right? I mean, they're not fucking stupid, these folk. So they've been using Starlink. And someone said, it's trying to discredit Elon Musk because Musk is a good guy. I mean, I don't even know where to begin with that. Elon Musk is a good guy, yeah? Honestly, do people genuinely think that? Oh, yeah, it was to discredit Musk. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he can do that himself, to be fair, but come on. People can't be getting fooled by people like entities like Elon Musk. He's not a good guy. He's not a person that we can have any faith in whatsoever. I kind of wish we could, but we can't. And anybody who thinks we can, I'm sorry, but you've been duped. Musk is a complete con man. A complete con man. One of the biggest going by the looks of it. How anybody can trust him, I don't know. I think it stems from the kind of Q anon sort of movement. I think it might stem from that. I mean, people can believe whatever they want. Let's face it. But I'll support people in believing whatever they want. But for me personally, if you fall under the belief of there being good people in power, you've been duped again. You fell for it. You fell for it again. Because then you're going to sit on your hands, and what are you going to do? You're going to do nothing. Zilch. Nada. You're going to trust the plan. Yeah. Like, trust the science. Sure. Look where that got us, right? And it needs to come from us as individuals. Simple as that. It doesn't come from Q. It's not going to come, excuse me. Fuck's sake. It doesn't come from Q. And it's not going to come from Elon. Or I don't know what's next. Oh, Bill Gates is a good guy. Yeah. Well, it is April Fool's Day, right? Yeah, Bill Gates is he's on our side. I'm sure someone tried to say Klaus Schwab is a good guy. Klaus Schwab. Klaus Schwab, a good guy. I mean, come on. If you believe that, honestly, you cannot see what's going on. I shouldn't laugh, but I don't know how anyone can see that. How could you have any trust? Look at the guy's history. Look at what he's been involved in. If we're going to be having some kind of faith in these entities, we're doomed. We are doomed. It has to be us. It's got to be us as an individual, me and you. Yeah, big pharma. We're all good for the sound, which is great, great stuff. I was worried because my fridge is making like a fridge noise. Not a loud one, but I thought I might give it a kick, give it a wee dunt, right? But I'm hoping it's all right. I've got the squeaky chair, but hey, that's life, but not as we know it. So yeah, I reckon big pharma. I mean, it's hard to. It would be hard to try and imagine how many people have been victim to the actions of big pharma since it came about. I mean, that would be. I think that would even shock us, to be honest. It would be hard to comprehend the damage that it's done. And people talk about war and stuff like that, but I reckon this is worse. I reckon it's so enormous it's hard to even see, and it's continuous. There's no break to it since it it got set up, if you like, by Devil Bill, wee Willie Rockefeller, the con man, the trickster, the magician. Yeah. Since he basically set it up, it is. I mean, I'm trying to think of some sort of figure that it might have killed, but I simply can't. It would be. I think I would be nowhere near it. It's got to be into an unbelievable amount of people. And again, it comes under the guise of care, our safety, our well-being, and we walk into it. We walk right into it every time. But of course, I mean, Devil Bill himself, it tells you everything that you need to know. A trickster, a con man, offered the world and gave you the opposite, death, basically. Secret potions that would cure all the ailments. Yeah. Oops. Actually, it was worse than we thought. Sounds familiar, right? The same thing happens today. Even was it last week? They were talking about recalling cough medicine in the UK. Am I right in thinking that? Seemingly it was dangerous. Yeah. I mean, when we looked into not the Spanish flu, but what one was it again? I can't even remember. The swine flu in America in the 70s. Oh, one person had died and they declared it a pandemic. One person died and three people were seemingly ill or not well, but they were okay. And the damage that the super duper medicine caused, holy moly, yikes. And to think honestly, it staggers me to think that actually happened. It was actually put out in the mainstream media right across the board. And still today, people thought it would be a good idea to have trust in the same entities, the same pharmaceutical companies. I mean, who are these people? Where are their minds actually at? It would take you about 5 minutes, 10 minutes maximum to look up Big Pharma in their history. And I mean, to if you was to do that and then think, right, well, it's all right, I'll risk it. You're playing Russian roulette knowingly. I mean, for me personally, again, my the health in my life has not been that great. So I try my best to to today at least to look after it. So that means to an extent, no wonder super drugs, whatever they may be. And I mean I'm talking about all drugs basically. Maybe not so much the natural ones, but right across the board ones, the pharmaceutical ones, the legal and illegal drugs. I mean, when it comes to the illegal drug situation, there's no war. There's no war on it. There simply isn't. And when you get right down to the roots of the drug, the illegal drug empire, if you like, it's the fucking powers that be that are behind that as well. So they're pulling the strings there, along with the cartels and what have you, the governments of the world, and they're making money, and God only knows what else from it. Yet while claiming on the camera to be on the war against drugs, yeah, sure. To be honest, I don't hear much about that anymore. The war on drugs, yeah. What happened to that? A bit like the war on terror. Oh, it's on hold for the time being. Climate change now. Yeah. Where have you been? It's all about climate change now. We're going to Mars. Yay. Did you see in the news the other day? They're saying that I think NASA found water, a reservoir on the moon. A reservoir on the moon. It's going to mean great things for future missions to the moon. What, so they're going to drink it? Fucking moon water. Oh, man, fuck's sake. So they found one. And hey, people actually buy it. This is what cracks me up as well. I don't know how people can buy it. How could people believe that? Water on the moon. I guess Buzz and what's his face? Armstrong, they missed it, right? It's a pity that they could have used it. Yeah, but there you go. So I guess it's hidden in the moon somewhere, but they've only discovered it now. So I guess all the time before they were looking at the wrong moon. Oh, bugger. It was that moon. And look, reservoir, water. It's got water in it. So, I mean, what's next? Ah, there's a field of carrots there as well. We just discovered it. People would buy it. Moon carrots, right? Look out for it. Do you know this? It cracks me up. Honestly don't know how people can just take it on face value that they're telling the truth when we know they've lied continuously about the moon landing. And it's funny as well because like Bart Sibrel and actually a guy that Bart Sibrel just interviewed called Jara White, I believe, who I actually had a bit of a run-in with, believe it or not, which is quite funny. The guy seemingly works for not NASA, but the Chinese space agency, I believe. Which I'm not sure. I mean, yeah, okay, if he says so, right? But he's dead against any idea that the Earth is not a sphere, which is which is quite interesting, right? He's really against it. And what he claims is they faked the certain Apollo missions, but the rest is real. Even the Gemini. Ah, fuck. Even the Gemini mission, and I'm sure it was either Jara or another person from the group who runs this group on Facebook. It's a huge Facebook book about page about the the fake moon landing. I think it's got about 50, 60,000 people on it. But basically what they say is, yeah, they only faked one or two missions. The rest of it is real. Now, for me personally, nope. Nope. I mean, why? How? I mean, there's just so much that points to that not being the case. It's all out right across the board. Deception. That's the key element when you're dealing with NASA. Right across the board. No day is any different, in my view, at least. And I mean, what he said, the Gemini one, uh, they didn't fake it, but they lied about some of it because seemingly they claimed to have filmed for 1 hour recording. I think it was Buzz Aldrin, was it? In the Gemini? I can't remember. I mean, it was totally fake. Even a kid could tell you that was fake. Honest to God. My gut instinct immediately, as soon as I look at the Gemini, it's fake. They are 100% fake. Oh, but it's real because it looks so fake, I guess, right? But he seemed to claim, they lied about the film because they wouldn't be able to film for 1 hour in these conditions. Maybe 20 minutes, but not 1 hour. Right. So how then did they get 1 hour of footage? Hmm? And not just 20 minutes. I mean, what would be the benefit? Oh, we can do an hour. Well, they could have said, "Oh, we can do an hour," and gave 20 minutes. I mean, would people be screaming for the whole hour? I doubt it. Of course, they done an hour because the whole lot was faked. At least in my personal view. Anyone that looks at Gemini and reckons it's real needs to look a bit closer. Study the video, slow it down, speed it up, watch it. It's faked. The Apollo 11 module landing and recovery, that's fake. Speed it up, you can tell that it's fake. These instruments are being moved by people. But it's clear as day. You can feel it when you see it. Speed it up, slow it down, and watch it again. Especially the Gemini and the Apollo, the recovery and the landing on Apollo 11. There's another one as well. I think it might be Apollo 17, where the module takes off from the moon. And I mean, that is comical. How anybody bought that, I do not know. I know there is people, obviously, I wasn't born at the time. And I know there is people who, even people have said here, my uncle or dad, whatever, they never believed it at the time. So even then, straight away, there were people who doubted it. And they, in my view, they had every reason to. And the way it all happened as well, when you look at the Apollo program, and it was completely flawless. Yet today, they can't do anything. They cannot do anything whatsoever. All they seem to do is put up a wee drone in the sky, and then even the SpaceX drones are coming back down. Ah, fucking Musk's trying to say, oh yeah, some of them they maybe not working as great as they thought they would. And what cracked me up there is that Musk's trying to say now we're going to update them. Ah, yeah, yeah. So they're going to get updated, and then they're going to go higher, 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 higher. And he said higher than the space station. Huh? Really? Now, excuse me, possibly going out on a limb again, but that won't happen. It simply will not happen. I can guarantee you any money it won't happen. And I guess, yeah, they might be higher than the space station because that's seemingly coming back down to space, back down to Earth. Seemingly, but there you go. Again, the space station, in my own view, it's another lie. I don't believe they are orbiting the Earth in a space station. And I mean, when you look at it, even just on the surface of it, they call it a space station. Then when you go on and look deeper, oh well, it's not actually in space though. But we call it a space station, right? Right, but it's not though. Oh, but we just pretend that it is. So straight away, people are in on the fakeness of it. Oh, it's a space station up in space. No, it's not, even by their own words in space. So why people say that it is, I don't know. Because it's not. And even NASA tell you that it's not. And eventually, where's it going to end up? Where did they say it's going to go? Point Nemo. Ah, man. We could have predicted that as well. If only I'd thought. Maybe we did when we covered Point Nemo in the past. And if you don't know about Point Nemo, it's a bit like Finding Nemo, the movie. It's a place where you cannot go. No man dare go there. No man nor woman dare go. Any man or woman who dare go, don't come back. It's the black hole of the earth, if you like. What's going on here? Oh, it's my phone. We're all good. Yeah, so Point Nemo is the graveyard for satellites, or what they call satellites. That's where they all go. I bet. Have you ever wondered where do they go when they fall out the sky? Why do they not just they all go into one point, just shoo, right into this one point where no man can go, no person can see it. Don't dare go near it. That's where all the satellites are. Can I just have a look? No, you can't even have a look. They're definitely there, right? This is where they end up. That's why you don't see them falling out the sky and landing in some dude's back garden. Because they all fall into a certain point, even though about 99% of these drones, they're not controlled in any way. Just away they go. And that's it. The rest's pot luck, pretty much. They can be seriously hard to have the hardware to be able to control it. But of course, today is a wee bit different. I think they can have a bit more control. But when you're talking about Starlink drones, they're right above our head. They're not in anywhere even near what you could claim low Earth orbit. You can bloody see them. And I reckon they'll get closer as well. brighter, closer, more, because 5G, no, sorry, internet. Yeah. Because the wee dude in Africa in the cave, remember? He needs internet. We must give him internet in the farthest corners of the most scabbiest fucking area of the world, where no one dare go or live. Yeah, but we need to get internet there. Right? Remember, we all got together and decided that was the goal. Internet on every inch of the earth. Yeah, sure. What do we think the main reason behind Starlink could be? It can't be internet, right? I mean, it simply can't be. There's not an issue with the internet, let's face it. But they are resetting it. Is it purely military? Is it purely military, do we think? What's my dog doing? There we go. Is it purely a military setup when you're looking at Starlink? Some of you might remember when we looked at Starlink drones, the inside of them, it looked like a heater. I don't know. That's the only way I could describe it. It was like the inside of a heater, and there was a heater that I used to. I think it was when I was at the academy in chemistry. There was these wee heaters you would get for experiments, and they looked really weird. But it looked like that, honestly, and someone did say as well at the time. This is going back about 3 years now. Oh yeah, it does actually. I know what you're saying. It looks like a heater, and I thought, bloody hell, that I don't think that's good, right? What are these drones actually about? It can't be about internet. I reckon it's purely surveillance and another tool of the powers that be, disguised as, yeah, careful, internet for the wee dude in Africa in the cave that needs, well, internet, right? He's not got any electronics whatsoever, but he can get Starlink internet now. Yeah, not a pot to piss in, but there you go. You've got Starlink. I'm sure. Talk about priorities, right? I mean, this this is something that annoys me as well a wee bit. When you look at entities like Elon Musk and Bill Gates and Bezos and all these big players, celebrities, who it would take about 2 days for them to get together and pretty much end world hunger. About 2 fucking days. It would be pretty much sorted. They could end so much. They could do so much good. Even just one of them. But no, none of them break from the chain of agenda. None of them go out of their way. Of course, they wouldn't, because then they would be finished, right? But it really, I mean, it's blatant. It's blatant when you think about it, because anyone with about half a brain cell could change a lot about this world with the money that these people have seemingly got. Have they really got it? That's another story. Personally, I don't think the money is theirs. Which sounds weird, right? Of course it's theirs. Well, yeah, it's not quite. Not in my view. No, it wasn't the Bunsen burner. It wasn't that. It was a heater, but it's hard for me to describe. Just a wee sort of miniature heater. I can't even remember what we used it for, but I just remember it. It's going to annoy me now. I'll maybe get an image of the see if I can find inside a Starlink drone. Mm, dish. The dish was funny as well, right? Because um, there was birds. They designed it in such a so stupid. Honest to God, who designed it? It must have been Elon Musk that designed it. But the way they designed it, it filled up with water. It filled up with water, and birds are nesting in it. So it's like a home. It's like a ready-made bird nest. So people have been complaining. There's bloody birds nesting in my Starlink dish, and it's filling up with water and snow. I can't get a signal. Starlink, hooray! Oh, and you can't get a signal if it's cloudy. All right, well, that's Scotland out of the way then. Pointless putting it here. So if it's cloudy, you might not get a reception. Judging by the spraying, that'll be everyone probably. And if there is some kind of tree cover or wood woodland cover, you won't get a signal. So you can forget it. If you're lost in the woods, you're going to have to climb up a tree and get a signal from there. That one I always find a bit strange because in my mind I kind of think, well, surely it can go through trees, right? These signals and that seem to seemingly pick up everything, but no, cloud cover in trees, you're done. But yeah, seemingly birds were nesting. Go the birds, right? Ah, man. That cracked me up because people had been complaining. These bloody birds keep nesting in my Starlink dish because it was so poorly designed. Honest to God. Maybe that was deliberate. So they've all got to buy a new one now, right? An even bigger bird's nest, probably. Let me see if I can get an image. Mm, 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 mm. Ah, there we go. That's the very one. I'll share it. I'll screen share. So we're still going. We're gonna go maybe till about 3 o'clock. Good to see Brian the Hood as well. Um, Wendy B. Good to see Wendy back again. Hope you're having a good weekend. Yeah. Do you know DARPA would be? Yeah, that would be a fitting agency to to link with Starlink. Mhm. I'd imagine you would find DARPA involved there. Ian, good stuff. Les as well. Good to see Les. Yeah, yeah, that's right. They would, and I mean it's insane, right? Honest to God, all the money in the world, but not a fucking brain cell between them. And that is something that it's really got to make people realize. Hey, wait a minute here. We're the sheeple, right? We're the sheeple, and these guys reckon they pull the strings and clearly don't care. I mean, they clearly don't care. The amount of money they accumulate that's going to sit there, and they die, and the money still sits there doing nothing forever, going on and on and on. I mean, when people could be getting the benefit from it, it kind of it's one of these things I've never understood. So it's always made me think, well, clearly there's something going on. None of them seem to break out of the chain and do good things for decent people who deserve a fucking break. But there you go. Gary in the hood as well. Good to see Gary. I hope you're doing well, brother. Katie as well. Katie Kane. Good to see you back again. Did I miss anyone else? I don't think I did. Great stuff. Quite a few people this Saturday. Seemingly, we're going to go with that. 2023. We'll go with that, right? So good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good night, whatever, wherever you are in this absolutely insane world that we live in. Yikes. Entire screen. Let me see. I might need the audio. Let me see. We're sharing, we're rolling. Now, we are on Twitter, and I did try my website. As you can see, failed. Big red exclamation mark. Not good. I think the link expired, so I got it wrong. I don't know. I've managed to do it before, but it's still a kind of a work and press, to be honest. What's my cat doing? Don't stand on the keyboard. Honestly. She switched the camera on as well for some reason. But you can't even see me because it's that dark. So pretty much pointless. Now it's not gone off for some reason. Ah, there it goes. Don't bother walking across there. Honestly. If you don't want a cat to do something, it does it. So I've got to keep an eye on the cat. Well, she's free to a good home, to be fair. So, in fact, any home. She's free to any home whatsoever. Oh man, nah, we didn't give her away to anybody. She's part of the family. Let me see. I'm gonna take you to now. She's bloody annoying, rubbing her head against the screen. Yeah, a lot going on in the weather sense. Now, I did kind of think before, and I said March is going to be, I reckon March time, in the sort of between March and May, and then in summertime is when they're going to probably jump on the back of, obviously in March, the storms, the tornadoes, they're going to manipulate them. Then when it comes to the summertime, they're going to manipulate the heat, probably by spraying, by more spraying, by closer spraying, denser spraying. So you might want to look out for that. I reckon that would be when they're going to try and jump on the back of creating what they call extreme weather. I don't think they would be able to just create a storm just like that. I could be wrong. I know they certainly try to. But what I think they can do is jump on the back of one that's already going, then manipulate it. Could they direct it? I actually think they can. Some people, I know they think that it would be stupid to think they can steer it. But in my own view, from what I've seen, they do steer it. And we've already seen documents from before I was even born talking about hawking hurricanes, hawking hurricanes, hawking them. What do what do people think that means exactly? Sliding tackle? No, when you hack it, you take over it, right? You take control of it. And again, that was before I was even born. You're talking over 40, 50 years ago. And I know when I've discussed this before with different people, they tend to say, well, they wouldn't do that to their own people. Really? Really? How long have you got? Come on. Why would they do that? Yeah, well, see, when someone says that, there's a lot they don't quite understand because we are at war continuously, not with Russia, not with the Germans, not with the English, but with our own government. And daily we take a hell of a beating. And unless people realize that, there's a lot they would never accept. Oh, they wouldn't do this, or they wouldn't do that, they wouldn't do this, they wouldn't do that. Yeah, they would. Yeah, they have done it. Look at the history. Look at the past. It still goes on today. That's pretty much a guarantee. This has changed. I keep forgetting. There we go. Why am I? Oh yeah, we're screen sharing. I confused myself there. Man, it doesn't take much, but there you go. Right. How do I? Yeah, there we go. So just before we kind of wrap up, I want to cover a few bits as well. Right. So we're not quite done yet. And we can have a bit of a catch up. I reckon we'll go until about 3:30. But hey, come and go as you please. There's nothing major, right? All the genocide is plural, yeah, exactly, yeah. Staggering fought that as well. I mean, we all get it from every angle. We're all, and I've said past to people, we get right down to the bare bones of any situation. We're all victims of the agenda. Each and every one of us can played. Each and every one of us played. So I'll take you to a bit. I mean, this is still a big problem. Still. And for some reason, it's a complete mystery. Quick, phone Scooby and the gang. We have a mystery. Yeah, a complete mystery. Oh, not that. Well, we'll get that. I prematurely pressed the button. We'll go with that. Excess deaths. Yeah. Yeah. So Medscape 2 days ago, excess deaths surging. They are surging now. But why, oh why, oh why? Huh. Anybody? Anyone? In fact, don't you'll get the chat disabled. Of course, I would never restrict anyone. But yeah, it's a complete mystery now. And people are baffled. Experts are baffled. Scientists are baffled. Politicians are baffled. The sheeple are baffled. Yeah, it's a complete mystery. I mean, honest to God. But why? Yeah. Seemingly, we can't blame COVID for this. Huh. But they are as well. Of course they are. They're not exactly blaming it in this one, but in the majority of articles you look at regarding excess deaths. Oh, COVID done it. Yeah. But the elephant is always in the room. People, they won't go there. They simply won't. 1 day ago, United States exceeds Western Europe for excess deaths. 1 day ago. Climate change, right? It's got to be. It's got to be climate change. Yeah. Oh, no, wait. COVID. Yeah, COVID and climate change done it. Oh, climate change here. Definitely this one. The Bill Gates Guardian. Drought caused 43,000 excess deaths in Somalia last year. Half of them young children. Climate-led crisis. Yeah, that oughta sharpen a few minds, right? Quick! Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Sulfuric injection into the stratosphere! Hurry, hurry, hurry! And then, of course, you can't stop doing it. Because if they stop doing it, there's gonna be trouble. Big time. Not only can they not stop geoengineering, but the more they do it, the more they need to put out. Hooray, right? Hooray. And I've said it before, and I will indeed say it again. Geoengineering, stratospheric aerosol injection is going to happen all out in the open. I mean, God granted, I reckon we will see it in our lifetime. Yes, it's already happening. Of course, we know that. We know that. But when you're talking about geoengineering in the open with the sheeple supporting it, geoengineering, yay! Look how many lives we saved, millions and billions and billions and billions. Oh wait, actually, are we trying to save lives? Would it be now pointless to save lives, given the fact that we're completely overpopulated, right? Overpopulation. Yeah, I wonder when they will just give up the ghost. Yep, what's the point? We're overpopulated. There's no point anymore. Look out for it. So extreme weather is... I reckon this year we're going to be covering what they call extreme weather quite a lot. And again, I wonder what it could be. It would appear that right across the world, there is strange activity with the weather. And of course, yeah, but it's climate change, right? Nothing to do with synthetic modification, HARP, the spraying. Oh, no, that would be stupid. Climate change, driving to work. Yeah, now you're talking. Now you're talking. And of course, now there's no debate. Imagine that. In science, no debate. The facts are concrete. In science, concrete fact in science, right? That can't be debated or explored in science. Welcome to 2023. Nope, don't question it. Just get on. Do it. It was you. We caused it. Yeah. And I know people point to certain cycles in the world. I mean, I couldn't rule that out either. If someone reckons they know enough about how this world operates, then by all means, yeah, I'll take it on board. But to Prove it is another story. But in my own view, I look at what is undeniable. And that's what goes on right above my fucking head. And now it's been about well over 10 years. It's been well over 10 years now that my attention has been brought to the continuous spraying of what is clearly toxins and nasty chemicals. It's ice crystals, it's water vapor. Oh, it's good stuff now, says QAnon. Oh, they're spraying medicine now. Hooray! Quickly run outside. Soak it all in. Yeah, the good stuff. Yeah. Let's go with that. So we're kind of talking right across the board at the moment. The tornado situation is the one that is attracting most people's attention. There is talk of this as well. We mentioned it before. A sudden stratospheric warming is coming, collapsing the polar vortex and potentially impacting the weather in late, take your pick. And when we looked at this, I kind of got the feeling, yeah, what are they preparing for here? I mean, it could be a cycle that we go through. But in my own mind, when I talk about manipulating a hurricane or manipulating a storm, maybe they plan on manipulating this as well. Or, if you like, weaponizing it to their own gain. I mean, I honestly wouldn't rule anything out. I always have to take what they tell us with a pinch of salt. If they're saying this is what it is it though? Is it though? Again, I go with what I can see with my own eyes, mainly my own gut instinct. Southwest says extreme weather is a growing concern for airlines. Yeah. Uh-huh. There's quite a lot of issues at the moment with pilots, right? I guess that could be another mystery as well. Oh, a complete mystery. Just, yeah, completely fell out the sky. Climate change done it. Yeah. So you've got issues Turkey, America, Europe, UK, Australia, New Zealand. Right across the board, unusually heavy snow in California. See, they're trying to draw, in my own view, they're trying to attract attention here. So people can, like it said, get their minds sharpened. Oh no, lots of snow! Ah! Quickly spray the sky! Where's make sunsets when you need it? Yeah. I mean, hey, let's not forget, we don't need the sun. Of course we don't. It's a conspiracy theory to think that we need the sun. That would be stupid. That's the world we're in today. So I do want to get into the weather quite a bit more. Aussies dying at levels not seen in 80 years 3 weeks ago in Australia. Going back to the excess deaths. That's right across the board as well. I mean, that is staggeringly mysterious, that. Oh, it's a complete mystery. I guess we'll never, ever, ever work it out. Yeah, 3 weeks ago in the UK, continued higher than normal levels of death. Yeah, beats me. I'm just completely stumped at that. Nova Scotia, deaths again, through the roof, shock horror. I guess again, another mystery. Or they were lower in Scotland for a year in February. Still through the roof. Big time. And again, you've got to take the data with a pinch of salt, but it's clearly at an extent where it cannot be hidden. People are beginning to ask questions. Grave diggers are becoming millionaires. They're all drowning in gold and diamonds. That would be the trade to be in at the moment, right? I mean, they're not going to run out of work. Not anytime soon. Why did 250,000, is it, Britons? So 250,000 Britons die sooner than expected, sooner than previously thought. 250,000 in the last 10 years. Yeah. I wonder. Climate change, I guess. Got to be. Surely. Got to be climate change, that one. Let's go with that. Oh yeah, the heat and the cold, done it. The heat and the cold. And it's the Lancet are on the case. Oh yeah. Heat's a big killer and the cold's a big killer. Well, hey, if the cold's a big killer, you don't want to be staying in Scotland. That's for sure. Although I'm still there. So, I don't know. Touch wood. So, the extreme weather is one we're going to be getting into a bit more. There's also this El Nino event that they're talking about. I think that is the warming that we discussed. I think that's what it's called, an El Nino event, maybe. Strange phenomenon, totally natural. Yeah, let's go with that. So I reckon this summer they're going to push the heat wave situation. They're going to jump on the back of manufactured heat. So they'll intensify the weather. And yeah, India, I think, could be one to keep an eye on. It's already an issue there. Last year, we touched on it. They talk about the heat in these cities becoming unbearable. People at night, they're sleeping on the roof of their house. It's the coolest part, seemingly. And they were saying because they've built it like a concrete jungle, it actually becomes like a big oven. It heats up and then the heat's trapped in it. And it's basically like they've created an environment that in extreme heat is a cooker. And if you think that is by accident, you might want to think again. And I can only see India going one way or two if you're Indian. You immigrate or you hung around for when they build their super smart cities. Hooray! The future. Yeah. So India, I'd keep an eye on. I know Richie Allen done an article on India having a internet shutdown. We've touched on that before. India are the they're the masters of internet shutdowns. Honestly, they've been doing it for years, decades now. And on one occasion, they actually shut down the internet for a whole town because the government thought there was going to be cheating in a police exam. Man. So they shut it down for the whole town. Nope, no internet today. They're not cheating in their exam. That'll bloody teach them, right? And if you want to find out a bit more about internet tyranny, look at India. They are honestly the masters at it. But that's going to become a common theme eventually. How soon, I'm not sure in terms of the UK, but the internet will be reset. The internet that we know eventually won't be about. I mean, already currently they intertwine it with the likes of facial recognition. But of course, that's only a step in the direction they want to take it. It's going to be hooked up basically to individuals. How far away that is, I'm unsure. But hey, you can be guaranteed I won't be here on the internet when that's the case. Where are we going to be then? Probably on CB radio, right? Back to pirate radio. So that might be the way to go. We're going to have to wrap it up, but I want to show you the inside of a Starlink drone. Are we still sharing? Yeah, we're still going. This is it here. You might see what I mean by like a radiator or a heater. I mean, what the bloody hell? Oh, internet. Yeah, internet. So I don't know if if anyone else feels it looks a bit like a heater or a radiator of some sort. Seemingly that's the inside of it. The Starlink drone. Yeah, dodgy looking bloody bit of equipment that. Let's see. Where's the photo? European Space Agency. Yeah, the good guys. I don't know. It's not even coming up, the photo now. God's sake. Typical, right? It's not responding. It can bugger off. Is that the dish there? Do you know what that reminds me of? The James Webb. The James Webb telescope. The honeycomb background. Which is interesting. Certainly don't trust these instruments, put it that way. Dodgy stuff. But they're coming back down. They need they need to get replaced, which is quite comical. But by the looks of it, they're wanting to put them everywhere. I mean, that's not even. There's going to be twice as much as that. Also, you can add OneWeb to it. The British government, bloody their company, OneWeb, they want to put up thousands and millions. Look how fitting that is, actually. You've got a tornado, or is it a twister there? Some kind of storm brewing. What does that tell you? That might give you an idea as to what Starlink could be capable of. I guess it's for our safety, right? Sure. Let's go with that. Anyway, we better call it a day. I'm going to have to wrap it up. But let me think. When am I going to be back? Monday night, possibly. Possibly tomorrow night. So I'm unsure. Take these headphones off. I never even needed them. I'm unsure. It could be tomorrow or Monday. So look out for it, right? Good to see Justine. Yeah, it's always for our benefit. Hooray! I guess we're so lucky, right? We are not worthy. Yeah. Like Wayne's World, right? Do we know that movie? I watched I done a movie review the other day on John's channel, and we watched a film called Stalker. It's a Russian movie. So not even English, man. Honestly, not even English, but it was quite an interesting film. A weird, strange, bloody film that, but a bit creepy, to be honest. But I might do a. I kind of want to do a stream on movies. So I might do that next week as well. A kind of open discussion on movies, your favorite movie, and yeah, the film industry, possibly. I guess you can't mention that without when you're talking about movies, right? So we might do that possibly next week. Good to see Rich as well in the hood. Where did he go? Ah, there he goes. My long lost son. Carmel as well. Always a pleasure to see Carmel. Yep, there's not Rich, Frank in the hood, our brother Frank. Thank you for the emails, Frank. To Robert as well, and Michelle, who I don't think she's here, but I appreciate the emails. I'm actually already in the kitchen, so beat you to it. Is that my dog? Oh, he's outside. Right. Uh, I wondered what was going on there. I forgot my eldest is outside. Who else have we got? Yeah, Robert's here as well. Good here. As well. Why is my computer being an absolute bellend today? It's not working. Do you know this? Someone said as well on Twitter. They were talking about the AI chat GPT. People are using it, and I honestly don't use it. Refrain from using it. I mean, people who are actually in what I guess you call the truth movement are using chat GPT, and for the life of me, I can't understand why. And someone said, "Oh, they're using it because it's fantastic technology. It's super duper great." And I said, "Yeah, well, I bet they said that about the television as well." And they said, "Well, that is good technology." And I said, "Right, well, what have we done with it then that's so great?" And of course, they never had anything to say. about that? I mean, what's been great about it? Oh, the moon landing, right? Yeah. Yeah, let's go with that. Television is another entity that's been a big problem, in my view. You could argue that technology is only bad in the wrong hands. And I do kind of get that as well. But in the same breath, some things you just should not go. You should not make it. You should not tamper. You should not cross that bridge. For example, when you're talking about two variants being combined in a fucking laboratory by two crazy scientists, let's make a super duper 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 variant. No. Let's not do that. Oh, but it's for people's benefit, people's care. Yeah. Of course it is. We're so lucky we've got the scientists, right? So good to see everyone this afternoon. I'll find a tune and we'll call it a day. Yeah, an interesting guy, Arthur. I can see why people liked him back in the day. Very interesting character. Would I trust him? Probably not. I put up a clip about him before talking about computers, and he was saying that, oh, and by the year 2000, they're all going to have computers. And the wee boy, his dad said, oh, but will it not affect their social life? Oh, no, don't worry about that. Oh, really? Really? It'll affect their social life, all right. That's a guarantee. And he completely bypassed it. Like, oh, no, don't worry about that. The benefits will outweigh that. Of course, yeah. Of course they will. Sure. But they all knew. I'm saying they all knew. People like Clark knew what was going on, what was going to be coming. Not a guy I would trust, but the stuff that he said about predicting the future was very strange. And it kind of felt like he was saying it today. So it was timeless what he said, basically. Yeah, they wanted to cheat in their exam to get into the police, but the government shut the internet down. Nope, there'll be no cheating today. No internet. That's in India. You can look it up. The story will still be there. And either tomorrow or Monday, we will catch up again. Good to see Gary as well. I reckon it could be tomorrow. So look out for it, right? In the meantime, get out there, have a good... Just try and enjoy yourself. I mean, you can't do more than that. Forget the worries of the world for about a day at least. Leave it behind you. Go out, have a good time. Don't for one split second live in fear. Don't do it. It's gone. Eradicate it. Keep going. Keep your head high. You've came this far already. Honestly, you can go a lot farther. And like I always say, no matter what, no matter where, do not comply. And that is about it. Bye-bye.
We control the finances, news media, food, transportation, energy. We control everything. It is important that you, as world leaders, keep our program before your countrymen.
lose everything. And we're not joking. We're not lying. We're not exaggerating. This is so bad, everyone, that we're willing to take this risk. And we're not joking. And we're not joking. We're not lying. We're not exaggerating. This is so bad, everyone.
Russia, I just want to unpick that slightly. Russia, a country, of course, with nuclear weapons, has invaded Ukraine. And the world has obviously seen the devastation that has caused. And the world has obviously seen the devastation.
And the world has obviously seen the devastation
that has caused. Is it still the SNP policy that an independent Scotland should have no nuclear weapons?
I would want to see, and this is certainly the position of the SNP, an independent Scotland be a non-nuclear member of NATO. Remember, the vast majority of countries in the world don't have nuclear weapons, and I think we're seeing right now, being reminded right now of the dangers posed by nuclear weapons. But I would want an independent Scotland, albeit that Scotland is a small country. We have a strategically important geographic position in the North Atlantic, to be a constructive and participating member of NATO. And I think one of the big questions for my party, indeed for those who support an independent Scotland, is to think in this new world order that we're living in, to think in this new world order that we're living in, to think
Loving you. Loving you isn't the right thing to do. How can I ever change things that I feel? If I could, baby, I'd give you my world. How can I, when you won't take it from me? You can go your own way, go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. You can go your own way, go your own way. Tell me why everything turned around. Packing up, shacking up, so you wanna do. If I could, baby, I'd give you my world. Open up, everything's waiting for you. You can go your own way, go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. You can go your own way, go your own way. You can go your own way, go your own way. You can call it another lonely day, another lonely day. You can go your own way, go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. You can go your own way. You can call it another lonely day. You can go your own way. You can call